So this is a perfect example of where when we look at our triple T document, we can look at step 1, which says, don't look at the answer options right away. They'll only confuse you. However, it can be helpful to look at the answer format. And notice the answer format shows all of these in terms of x. In other words, there's no longer an n in any of these, which makes it clear that they're saying get n all by itself. So how do you get rid of an exponent of a negative 1/3 power? Well, you simply raise both sides to the reciprocal power. And the reciprocal of negative 1/3 is still negative. Keep in mind, it's not the opposite reciprocal. We're not talking about perpendicular slopes, in which case you would be doing opposite reciprocals, but rather we're just doing the reciprocal, which is -3/1. We'll do that on both sides, and I could just put -3 over there. These cancel so that I get n equals x to the -3rd. Well, at that point, I might look at the answer options and see none of the options exactly say x to the -3rd. Now let's go ahead to page 34, which is side 3 of our math reference document, and notice our properties of exponents. So there's 5 in total, and the one that we're looking at right now is a negative exponent. In fact, this is exactly what we have, right? Kind of crazy coincidence. Now, what this is saying, and this is really important, is that a negative exponent has nothing to do with being negative in value. What it means is you take the location of whatever is being raised to a negative power, and if it were in the numerator, which in this case it was, because anything could be written over 1, if it were negative for the exponent in the numerator, it becomes a positive exponent in the denominator. Now, if instead, so here's another example, if instead you had a negative exponent in the denominator, it becomes a positive exponent in the numerator. So if right now we have x to the -3rd essentially over 1, we could rewrite that as x to the +3rd in the denominator, and as a placeholder we just put a 1 up top, and that matches with option B.